Hey, Terd here. I want to let you in on a little bit of a secret.
Let the battle begin!
And that's going to be a 4-man mosh pit with the Ring of Frost connecting huge.
This is actually going to be the big showdown.
And that's a triple kill.
A huge flame strike going on to everybody. Here's the Riptire onto Dimaggio. Dimaggio's in trouble.
We might have a comeback for the ages.
It's very close. This boss is not even dead, but 65% of the core here. This could be game.
Hope you guys enjoyed that. Check your local listings for this Thursday's Showdown episode. I hope to see you there. Welcome to Nexus Edge, the show that will help you get an edge on the competition. My name is Terd Herder, and I'm your esteemed host of Nexus Edge. Today I'm joined again by my stupendous panel. Starting from the top, we have one of our regular panelists, Woahno.
How's it going, everybody?
We have Ziltoid again.
Hey.
And...
It's me, Wenis!
It's Wenis! I forgot about him.
It's hard to forget sometimes, but here I am. Thanks for having me. I'm looking forward to it.
The man, the myth, and the moisty one. Wenis.
That's what my headstone is going to say.
Yeah. All right, guys. For this edition of Nexus Edge, we've been sponsored by Calculated Smash League. It's an online Smash Ultimate League. If you're interested in anything dealing with Super Smash Bros. Ultimate and Calculated Smash, why don't you go ahead and hit the link in the chat if you're watching this live, or if you're watching this pre-recorded, we're going to have a link down at the bottom with a link directly to their Discord where you can find out more information and joining. Thank you to our sponsor, Calculated Smash League. So this is our first episode, obviously, and I think it's only fitting that we talk a little bit about ourselves. So why don't we introduce ourselves to this group? Woahno, give us a start.
Alrighty. My name is Woahno, as you guys know. I am the captain and support player of Logical Decision in Division B West this season. This is my second season in NGS. Last season, I was the assistant captain on Rainbow Spectrum with a couple of other fellow Nexus Edge analysts, none present here, though. And I look forward to helping you guys out and analyzing for this season.
Are there any, let's say, highlights from your season last year? What do you got for us?
Highlights from my season. Well, my team managed to make it into playoffs during the very stressful wildcard weekend while I was watching from work. So that was highly stressful, and trying to coordinate back and forth, seeing as I was one of our main rostered players and our only support player. So trying to coach everyone quickly on supports and what to do while I wasn't there. But we made it in and were subsequently knocked out first round.
Fantastic. I think there's probably a lot of people that would commiserate with wildcard weekend with you. So
happy it's gone.
Yeah. All right, let's move on. Ziltoid, why don't you introduce yourself here?
I am the assassin flex player for Logical Decision, just like the same team Woahno's on in B West. Last season I was, and I've actually been in NGS now 4 seasons, so kind of been here for a while. I captained a team last season, which was Planet Smashers in Division D West. I was also part of that same wildcard weekend, trying to get into the last part. And actually, we had to forfeit our match versus Woahno's team.
I had no part in
this. The 7-8 because one of our guys had to leave because of the timing of that day. And they wouldn't approve our sub that we wanted to play for that. It was some just random guy off of Team League we had never played with before. But anyways, so we got knocked out in the first round by OBC. who no one wanted to play, which is no surprise. So, yeah, that was the highlight of our season, I guess you could say.
Very nice. Wenis, do you want me to go first, or you want to go first?
Let's save the best for last, so I'll go now. I'm Wenis. I'm playing on Clouded Minds as, I guess now I'm a ranged assassin. I've been with the team and we've played Season 3, 4, and 5. I started as a sub in Season 3, Season 4, played support, and then this last season did some off-lane stuff, and now I'm going to be ranged assassin. So, good group of people. We have a lot of fun, and we've been playing together for a long time. I am a community moderator for NGS this season 6, and also I am supporting Jason as the head caster, helping him get that casting going. I'm looking forward to season 6. On to you.
And that's me. And you are, of course, our guest our guest analyst this week, and we really appreciate it.
Well, I saw that the studio door was open, and I kind of just walked in, and everyone just thought I was supposed to be here. So, anyways, I'm glad I made it. Thanks for having me.
We'll have to fix that error for next week. Close the door. So, all right. And finally, I'm Terd Herder. I am currently on the Nexus Cats. I've been on this the Nexus Cats for about 4+ months, 6 months, something like that. I joined the Nexus Cats after the end of season 5. And we've really kicked it off. We're having a great time. We get along very well. I'm currently a support sub. I'm doing a lot of behind the scenes admin and some assistance, most importantly cheerleading, outfit and all. And yeah, we're just having a good time, and we're looking forward to season 6. I'm looking forward to season 6, picking up some casts, and hopefully you guys enjoy season 6 too. So, all right, well, let's move into some more meat and potatoes of Nexus Edge here. We thought we'd come in hot with a little bit of a meta discussion. It's something, hopefully that our viewers here will enjoy. Hopefully we can get some really helpful information here. So let's start out with, Whoa. Why don't you tell us a little bit about what you think is going to be going on in the meta here in season 6?
Yeah, so Deckard Cain was definitely the dominating driving force of NGS season 5. He was picked and banned an absurd amount, good win rate. Since then, he's seen sort of a demise, some nerfs mainly to the potion cooldown, which really kind of dropped his viability. It cut his healing numbers quite a bit, even with repeated buffs now to the amount the potion actually heals, just because of the way his trait works with the CDR granted by being near people. Having that extra second on the cooldown just still really hurts. Meanwhile, at the tail end of Season 5, we saw Tehran's rework kind of come through about midway through the season, and she started to rise in popularity to kind of claim her spot as the top support. Whitemane was up there, newly released support. She has since seen some pretty substantial nerfs, especially to now her W, how much mana it returns with the level 4 talent, and she's seen quite a hit to her popularity as well. Probably most important to talk about is the most recent change to Ana and Abathur. So before, Abathur could function at the higher echelons as somewhat of a solo support. Took a lot of teamwork to play around, but when done well, it was crazy effective. Since the little rework, we've seen changes to how his carapace works. You're less incentivized to hat blow all your cooldowns and leave hat just to reset the cooldown of carapace, and now it's it doesn't quite work out how they intended, but just the healing amount has been cut quite a bit in addition to how strong the shield is. I still expect to see him in as a sort of pseudo secondary support and a global support, but he definitely needs to be supplemented with another regular support. Maybe knocking Tehran off her spot is Ana, who's kind of come in guns a-blazing since her rework.
Literally and
figuratively. Yeah. And I was a little surprised and skeptical because Ana's one of her biggest weaknesses has always been her how vulnerable she is to dive. And with the change to her trait where you can now toggle piercing darts at the cost of slowing yourself, I kind of envisioned her being even more of a target. But with the range increase, you are able to stand safely enough back from the action that you should be safe, and the healing numbers she puts out are crazy. That combined with baseline piercing on both the sleep and the heal, and just how absurdly broken Eye of Horus is, literally and figuratively again, as we will talk about later on. I expect to see a maybe not substantial, but a decent nerf to just the numbers of Eye of Horus, because being able to pierce all targets now, you can sit safely behind a gate or back from the action and just pump crazy amounts of healing and damage into a team fight. Other than that, Malfurion stays pretty strongly near the top. Lucio's seeing some small buffs that have kind of brought him up to the top, and he's always been popular at lower levels where he can heal up a lot of poke damage pretty easily, pretty safely. And Rhaegar still seems pretty solid just for his wave clear, his camping, and being able to self-ancestral, I think, has helped bring him kind of back into the meta.
Right, I was just going to say, he actually just got the self-ancestral the patch, so...
Mm-hmm. And actually, incredible. Something that our team has started playing around with, and we've kind of heard murmurings of Div S players talking about, is running Rhaegar in the solo lane and running him as in a dual support comp. Just because he has the wave clear, he can bully people out, he usually outsustains anyone who can't heal themselves efficiently.
Yeah.
And now that he can self-ancestral, he's a real asset to your team fight, and double support comps stay strong at team fighting, and he brings extra macro, which is typically what they struggle with.
Definitely something I didn't think of right away, so that'll be something interesting to watch for. Now, I had one quick question. What kind of comp do you see with the new Abathur changes? You know, what kind of support would go with that?
So we've actually run him with Rhaegar. Our team's kind of started testing around with him. Uther is a good support with him, because Abathur can bring a little bit of extra sustain outside of team fights, which is kind of where Uther struggles. Uther brings big burst heals in. Were you going to say something, Zil?
Yeah, additionally, Uther can also kind of play in your main tank. With Abathur as kind of a secondary support area, you can actually put him on the front line and not lack any extra DPS. So, like, with the Abathur changes, it opens up certain supports to be kind of playing other roles, like offlane and tank roles.
Yeah, that's a good point. Is Uther kind of functions in the midway between your main tank and your support, allowing you to bring more damage and really dominate those team fights where it counts.
Very nice. Wenis, Clouded Minds, are they running Abathur comps?
You know, we like killing Abathurs. We don't like playing Abathurs all that much. When you when you unlock your heroics for, you know, playing Mephisto and Phoenix, that's my favorite. Like, you find out where he is, and then you just planet cracker him to the grave, and it's so much fun. If you haven't done it, try it once. It's really not that great of a tactic, because you're blowing 2 ults to kill a slug, but it just feels so good, especially if you do it like 5 times in one game. And you're like, oh, I bet they're so salty. I can taste it from here.
What name would you give that? I'm thinking of one, but I want to hear what you got to say.
That combo, like what that move would be. I would call it hide and seek flashlight is what I would call it.
Hide and seek flashlight. There you go. I'm thinking bug zapper.
That's good.
Firebug.
Mm-hmm. Firebug. Yeah, there we go.
That's pretty good.
Something to do with salt, pouring it on the slug. Watching him sizzle.
Sizzle slug. I like that, actually.
Yeah. All right, Wenis, why don't you what are your takes for the season 6 meta? What do you think we're going to see here?
Well, you know, I am not an analyst, so, you know, some of my answers may not be very statistically correct, but I can only tell you what I see when I'm playing the game, and it's not at, spoiler alert, it's definitely not at master level, not even that high. But, you know, I'm seeing a lot of patterns over and over just playing in both in Team League and in Hero League. There's certain characters that are just like, these heroes are designed for the ban slots.
Right.
So it's like, all right, well, I guess Mal'Ganis is not going to get played, so he's just going to be automatically. And then there's KT, and then Azmodan, and then after that, it kind of gets a little bit spoopy. Like, sometimes you'll get a Diablo, and they'll take Diablo out of the match. Sometimes they'll pick Orphea, and they'll be like, nope, we're not going to do Orphea either. So it's interesting. It's kind of created a condition that if one of those main 3 or 4 or 5 heroes don't get banned, you're like, all right, I don't know if it's right for the map, but we have to pick them up because they finally made it through the ban stage. And that's been happening. And, you know, I think there is a reason why those heroes are being banned is because they're pretty good. You're not guaranteed to win just because you get Asmodan or you get Mal'Ganis into a good comp. But it does help. It does help to play some heroes. And one thing I was concerned about, the possibility of, since we're kind of maybe edging into more of a slower cycle with updates, is what I thought we were headed for. And I was like, okay, well, this kind of concerns me because there's these heroes that are overpowered, and if we aren't going to get a lot of constant updates, they're just going to stay that way for a long time.
Right.
But I don't know. Like we just got this recent patch, and it made some major changes, and I think we actually might see more attention to the game than I thought we would, even though we have, you know, the unfortunate news of Blizzard letting go, you know, 8% of their employees and things like that. Right. It sounds like they're going to be picking up more devs and things of that nature. So who knows? I think it's a problem only if there's not constant updates and tweaks, because otherwise some overpowered heroes end up in those slots and they never get played because they all get banned.
Right. No, I 100% agree. And I think my play in Team League and a Hero League definitely matches yours. Is, you know, you ban the first 6 heroes or whatever, first 4 heroes, and then whoever slips through is who's get, you know, Orphea, gotta pick her up, or, you know, Imperius, we gotta pick him up. He's a brand new hero, we gotta play with him. So I think it'll be interesting to see, and I'll see what, you know, division or what season 6 brings for us. So, what do you got for us for season 6 meta? Or not, sorry, Ziltoid. You already gave me stuff. I don't want to talk to you anymore.
It's fine. I didn't want to talk.
He was ready. He's like, I got a whole second set. I'm just going to go.
He's ready.
I'll adjust my notes here. Second page.
Ziltoid, go ahead.
Since the rework to how lanes work. And then, of course, to additional heroes, and then ones that have been adjusted from season 5 to 6. If you looked at the offlane meta in season 5, it was basically Irel, Blaze, and Malthael, pretty much all that played. You know, or they just didn't run an offlane. It was also pretty common too, as well. So, like, especially in D West last year, like, almost 80% of the teams almost didn't even have a dedicated offlane player. They just took an assassin, just tried to macro it that way. So I do think that season 6 should introduce a much wider offlane meta for sure. There's lots of, we've already discussed, you know, Rhaegar being acceptable in that position. We also have the strength of 2 really overpowered heroes kind of in the upper echelons, which is Zeratul and Maiev, both which have very strong macro capabilities and, of course, mid and late game team fighting capabilities. So, you know, those will be highly contested picks the higher up in ranks that you go. And for sure, we're going to, you know, Irel with the nerfs isn't going to be as contested as she was. Blaze with the nerfs as well, you know, won't be as contested. He's still strong, but, you know, he won't be like the number 2 pick in the offlane anymore. I think.
And you're talking about the nerf to
Bunker,
his ult,
Bunker.
right?
And,
Bunker,
yeah.
right.
Because it also makes him less survivable in the off lane. When you add 40 seconds to the timer on that Bunker, he can't use it for himself. He has to use it only in team fights, and that makes him more vulnerable in the offlane. So when we're looking at the season 6 meta, at least from an offlane perspective, and specifically, we should see a very wide variety. Imperius should be in there. You'll probably see Mal'Ganis in there if he's not banned out. You'll see, you know, pretty much even Stitches. Like, you're going to see a lot of crazy picks that are going to be coming up in the offlane. And of course, Abathur's very, very powerful ever since the changes to the game. Even with nerfs, you know, he still has a very big macro presence that you have to deal with. So Dahaka should also be very popular in the meta from an offlane perspective.
Yeah, I was just going to ask, is Dahaka going to see, now down in like Div E, for example, Dahaka seemed like he was picked in every game. It was either Dahaka or Yrel. Are we going to see as much play with Dahaka, or do you think there's going to be someone else that's going to play?
Well, when you're looking at lower divisions in particular, comfort takes a big precedence over almost anything else, even to the point of no one sticking to specific roles because they have comfort on specific heroes.
Okay.
So Dahaka is one of those, he's been in the game for a very long time. He's kind of easy, more or less, to at least understand in a basic sense. So I don't think you'll see any drop off of him or even Arel or other heroes that are common in offlane position in the lower ranks. In the higher ranks, of course, Dahaka should still be strong because globals, especially in this meta, are still very powerful. Again, anything that can handle offlane soak and get you that experience and that little bit of edge in every single objective that comes up is always going to give you an advantage as you're going forward.
All right, now let's kind of switch gears a little bit. I want to talk about, so since season 5, we've gotten 3 brand new heroes. We have Mephisto. Was he legal in season 5?
At the very tail end, I feel like he was.
I think that's.
I might be wrong on that, but
no, I think that's correct. So we have Mephisto, we have Orphea, and we have Imperius. So what are those 3 heroes' roles going to be in the meta in season 6? Let's go ahead, Ziltoid.
So starting with Imperius, I think he's just a strong hero right now. He can be played in 2 very distinct roles. He can be a tank and he can be offlane. You can run him in the 4-man, you can run him in the offlane. It doesn't really matter. Like, he has a lot of team fight capability and he's got a lot of dueling capability. And of course, and his CC is quite reliable. So, a tanky, high damage CC hero like that should be pretty prevalent, in the lower ranks and in the higher ranks. I do think Imperius is something that we'll see in both roles and should make a pretty big impact no matter what.
Yeah. What are your thoughts on that? Do you think we're going to see Mephisto play, Orphea play?
Mephisto kind of occupies an interesting spot for mages, I think, where compared to a lot of the mages, his PvE damage and his wave clear is really lacking. You can kind of supplement that a bit. I think Skull Missile build, once you kind of get it online, it gives you a bit better wave clear, especially after 16, but waiting for 16 for your wave clear feels pretty bad. So he definitely has a spot as a very strong PvP mage, especially on maps where objectives tend to get players to clump up. Things like Volskaya, where everyone's trying to stand on the point to get control and things like that, where he can get a lot of CDR resets on his abilities. But he definitely needs to be supplemented with a strong wave clear assassin to kind of help him out and make sure that you guys aren't falling behind on the soak.
Well, in one of the maps that's actually legal in Season 6 this year is Alterac Pass. Is that a map where you think Mephisto might get a lot of play?
Personally, I wouldn't bank on it. Alterac Pass, kind of like Cursed Hollow, you need almost two heroes that can offlane or function in the offlane, so that you don't want to stick him in the offlane, and that leaves him kind of in your 3-man. And the 3-man is then responsible for camping and soaking mid lane and doing whatever else. So unless you want to take a very passive stance on the game and just passively soak and maybe swap him for a better camp taker and have him passively soak another lane, which granted is possible, I just think that there's better choices in that slot.
Yeah. And Moisty Boy Wenis, what do we think about Orphea? Are you playing her? Or...
I haven't played very much of her, but she seems like she's quite good. There's certain mages that I just haven't really gotten into the groove with, mostly because I haven't played enough of them. Orphea is on the list of mages that I need to learn, and I played a couple rounds and she seems fun. I know she's very popular and she's very powerful. So I think she is going to enter, the top, 3 or so 4 mages that are picked up. I think she can hold on to that spot. We'll see, any kind of adjustments that are made in that way. But it's interesting. It's sometimes you think about a mage and you're like, all right, well, there's certain mages I know that they can escape because they have, like teleport, like Liming or whatever. But with the thing that's interesting about Orphea is she can use her movement jumping to either disengage or, engage on you closer. And so, sometimes when I'm trying to hunt down an Orphea, playing some kind of melee DPS, like, I got you now. And then she's like just hopping all over the place and like never leaving my range. But I can't keep track of her. And so I was like, all right, well, this is great. And then the battle started going bad, and I was like, all right, I got to get out of here. And then she chased me down. I was like, all right, well, that backfired big time. I think something that's interesting about Imperius, I think he has a lot of strength when you combo his CC with one or more CC heroes. I think if he's the only, I think he's okay by himself, but I think he really shines if you chain those CCs together with like another kind of tank, like maybe a Nubarak or maybe ETC. I think if you start doing those wombo combos and those stuns CC locks, I think it becomes a very, very interesting idea to play with.
Yeah, and actually, I think Nexus Cats, we've been running Imperius and Muradin. We're just, at this point, we're just trying things out, seeing what we can do. And we found that the stun lock was actually really, really helpful with that combination.
Yeah, and one last thing I'd say about Mephisto is I think Mephisto was really, really popular when he first came out, and I think everybody was like, oh, okay, so he's teleported, he's here now, and they try to track him, and then he teleports back, and you're like, oh, okay. And I think now people are like, okay, he teleported, we're all going to come and group around where he left, and when he comes back, he's dead. And so I think that you can't really use that as an escape anymore, because people just know, and they're ready for it, they've adjusted, and they're ready to lock you down big time.
I think all three of them do have one major theme, though, which is they're all kind of designed around a pretty high skill ceiling. No matter what, the effectiveness of each of those individual heroes is going to be very dependent on specific players. And that'll also depend on how much time they actually put into those specific heroes. So you'll see quite a bit of, bad or good play depending on, who is picking them up. But in the hands of skilled players, Orphea becomes an absolute monster. Imperius, you're saying he needs as good as follow-up stuns. Anyone that's really good at landing those slows plus the follow-up stuns right off of his kit is going to be effective with that hero and impactful in all of their games. And Mephisto, anyone that learns how to kite with that hero properly and is very good at timing their abilities and making sure they're always hitting multiple heroes with the ring and making sure that they're getting the resets on their Qs, is going to have significantly higher impact in games than heroes that are players that fail at doing those things. And I think that's the overall theme about all three of these heroes in the upcoming season is it's going to be hard to narrow down on exactly how, are they going to be high pick rates? And I don't think it's necessarily going to be that way. I think it's only really going to be people that feel confident on those heroes are likely going to be picking them.
Very nice. So I want to talk about it just came out today, so we're filming on Friday. NGS made an announcement about 2 banned talents for 2 different heroes. So I want to start with the Kerrigan, I think it's Serrated Blades. That talent has been banned from play in NGS. So, Ziltoid, why don't you tell us a little bit about why you think that is?
Because you can get the stacks in no time. Literally a minute or 2 into the game.
Is it something like 5-fold? Like instead of 1 stack, you get 5? Is that
it's 5 per minion instead of 1,
which is quest in literally no time at all. And then having that power spike at level 1 on Kerrigan is just stupid. It's just broken. So
Blizzard, please.
Certain things like that definitely need to. They'll, a Kerrigan can ruin your team league games for sure, just by taking that talent. And if you give them too many early kills.
And now the other one that's been banned for at least the first round is Eye of Horus on Ana. Now, I hope you can kind of explain what's going on. I personally haven't looked at Eye of Horus on Ana. So can you kind of explain what's going on there? What's going on?
Yeah, so new Eye of Horus has this real fun interaction with pretty much all friendly heroic targets. So things like Dragon Knights and Triglav Protectors as vehicles, heroes put in stasis, so your Jaina's Ice Block, any friendly targets that are VP'd, and even Deadly Auric. Eye of Horus is able to heal all of these targets when it really shouldn't be. So being able to speed up how quickly your Leoric reses from trait, healing your half-dead Jaina in her Ice Block so she can come out at full health, it's pretty on top of an already broken ult, it's even more absurd and definitely needs to be banned until they figure out the fix. It doesn't seem like the damage part is affected, though. So it's not damaging things in stasis. It's not damaging... Well, I guess stasis is the big one, because you're already damaging Triglobs and whatnot, but it's not damaging anyone VP'd or any, like, enemy ice blocks.
And
I have my fingers crossed for next patch that comes out. Instead of doing all those things, it's also going to have the bonus effect of if you manage to hit one of your teammates who's died, it brings them back right away.
Well, with Leoric, that's the case, right?
That's true.
Dead back to dead, so accurate.
It's just the Oriel AoE res on Iaporus.
Yeah. Well, so it sounds like it's pretty good that the NGS admins were on top of that, took care of it, banned it. Now, moving from one discussion about talents, I want to play a little game. This isn't like Saw, luckily, so get rid of that. But we're going to call it Terd's Talents. All right? The way the game's going to be played, I'm going to name a talent, and then someone's going to say, you know, ding, 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 or something like that, and I'll call on them, and you'll name the talent. So, for example, if I said Icy Veins, someone would go ding, 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 and then I'd call on them, and they'd say Jaina. And then they get a point. Whoever gets the most points wins.
You can just mark me down for 0 right now, but I'm in.
Well, some of these are fun. We'll see. These were a little hard. So let's see what we got, and this will be fun for the viewers. Hopefully they can play along, guess some of these. So
if we get none of them right, you know, inspired confidence.
Yeah, it just shows how much more work we need to do.
Yeah.
All right. So number 1. Are you ready?
Ready.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Number 1 is emergency shielding.
Ding, 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 ding.
Was that a ding, Wenis?
That was a... Did you both ding?
I don't know what the chicken means.
All right, Ziltoid, do you know it?
Phoenix.
Not Phoenix.
Damn.
Ooh.
Anyone else?
I was...
It's a warrior.
It's a warrior.
All right, you all lose. It's Diva.
Oh.
No.
Yeah, I didn't know that.
Don't play Diva.
All right,
we need a buzzer. We need a buzzer sound.
Yeah.
How about this? There we go.
Perfect.
Just express ship Ziltoid and I won, and we're good to go.
Yeah.
All right, here's one. Paralyzing Rage. Also a warrior.
Ding, ding, I'm gonna guess.
Go ahead.
Garrosh?
Give me the scream, Wenis.
Oh, sorry. The scream's only if we all 3 get it wrong.
Yeah.
Well, actually, we probably will. So
yeah. The correct answer is Leoric. Paralyzing Rage. I don't know what talent level this is, but
What does it do?
yeah. I don't know.
It lets Anna heal you when you're dead and respawn.
We thought it was Iahorus this whole time.
As a long-time offlane hero or player, I should know that, but it's obviously a talent I never took.
All right, here's another one. This one I think is a little bit easier. I think we'll get an answer on this one. The Long Pitch.
Ding, ding, ding. That's Stukov for sure.
Yeah, Woe's got it. I knew that one was going to get an answer.
Nice.
Let's go with Ancestral Strength. It's kind of a little
that
bit
seems like a trick question right there.
It is.
Sounds like.
Because you think it's like Rhaegar, right?
Yeah.
But it's not Rhaegar. Anyone going to give me a guess?
Is it another warrior?
Oh, it's Orphea.
It is Orphea. Are you looking this up?
That is the name of that's a level
You know when I'm looking things up because this happens to my face.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Wow.
All right, let's go with one more and then we'll move on. This is just embarrassing. Let us do Lethal Onslaught. Ooh. I promised it's for a hero that picks talents.
Okay, that narrows it down a little bit.
Yeah, we're down to all 70 of them or whatever.
Lethal Onslaught. So it's probably not a support. It's probably not a support then.
Is it?
I don't think so.
Oh, it's like tip of my tongue, I feel like.
It's an assassin. He's from the StarCraft universe.
Terrible?
The other StarCraft universe. There's like 3. No, it's Alaric.
Oh, Alaric.
Yeah, sorry.
Everyone says it different.
Yeah, one thing I'm going to do on this show is mispronounce everything.
There's only one build for Zeratul, so I wouldn't know 100%.
Yeah. It's not Zeratul. So.
Win rate is really low, so I don't really play him.
All right, I'll do.
Looks like I have some work to do researching some of these talent builds.
I think I just need to play Heroes of the Storm. Really,
it's more fun if we're bad, right?
That's right.
That's what I'm assuming.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
That was pretty good. Obviously, I think we need a little bit of work there, but
Hey,
Terd's talents, game 1. Woe got 1 point. It was kind of a giveaway, but he got it.
Hey.
Well done.
We have a win for the win.
We have a winner.
Oh yeah, Zil got Orphea. That's
I guess I'm the
Okay,
only
so
one
then-
with 0 points.
Yeah.
we were playing golf, Wenis. You win.
Yeah.
That's right.
Alrighty, and let's get into our last main topic here. I think this is going to be a fun one. Let's do predictions for Season 6. We have the rosters, we have the schedules, and we've obviously studied all of that. We've studied all the schedules, all the rosters, and let's go division by division and make some predictions here and make some quick statements why, and let's move on. So let's start with Heroic, and let's start with Woe.
Starting right at the top, eh?
Right at the top.
Heroic, I had to give it to Celeb Gaming. I don't think that's too much of a surprise to many people. They've been together through thick and thin for a couple seasons with minimal roster changes. And they're just probably maybe the most well-known NGS adjacent team, period. They're a strong team, strong Division S contender, and I expect them to do very well in this NGS season.
Ziltoid, give us your pick.
Same answer. I mean, Celeb Gaming.
Yep.
If you look at everything that's there, they have the most chance of having a very strong season. Like, I don't know if they'll drop to pretty much anyone in that list.
Wenis, what'd you go with?
I'm going to have to go with a Montreal style. Is it Beagles?
It's Bagels. It's Bagels.
It's Bagels? All right. Montreal style Bagels, because looking at those bagels makes me hungry, and I think the team is hungry. They're hungry to win.
You know what? That's good enough reason for me. I'm going with Montreal-style bagels as well.
Hard to argue with that logic, right?
All right, moving on. We're going to go to Division A. Same order. Woahno, what do we got?
Division A was definitely less certain. I ended up giving it to Lion Speed. They're a new team to NGS, but not all the players are new. It's, I believe, StarFox64 captaining that team. Decently well-known player.
Decently well-known game. So
decently well-known game. It's a good game. Good game. But I think as long as they can kind of pull that team synergy together, they stand a good shot at winning the division.
Ziltoid, give us your pick.
Mine's a little more controversial. I'm going with Luxorian Sun.
Interesting.
Really, the way I look at it is, of all those teams on that list, this is one of the most experienced teams through NGS and other leagues. Given what they have to match up against throughout the season, I think that this is their season to probably take the championship for once in Div A.
Wenis?
I'm split on this one between two teams. One, because the team name is going to be so much fun to say, everybody loves it, which is Thick Mama White Mane Hots. And then the other team, which they're probably going to do really, really well. They'll probably play through the playoffs just to make everybody hate saying their name, which is Team 734MN4M3. So I think when you have a name like that I guess you could call them team name, but I think they probably want it spelled out letter and number one at a time. I think they'll probably make it far just to spite everybody having to say their name.
You better do that every cast.
Yeah. They wouldn't have put numbers there if they didn't want you to say them. So.
And it's 734MN4M3.
Every single time you reference them, too.
Got it. It just rolls off the tongue.
It does.
So my pick was also Thick Mama White Mane Hots.
Of course.
But I'm going to give a quick shout out. Give me the D Shield. I really, I have high hopes for them. I think they're going to surge past and just really be a fierce Fierce competitor.
I will be going back and clipping that audio for sure. It was a very pregnant pause. Very pregnant pause.
Not deliberate one bit.
Give me the D-Shield kid, definitely Dark Horse. Yeah.
All right, moving on. We got Division B East. Go ahead, Woah. What do you got for us?
So opposite my reasoning for Lion Speed, I have given this to Gilly Shark in B East, a very long-standing team with a lot of experience. Solid players all around, and I just think that their knowledge and experience playing together is really going to give them the edge in B East and help them sweep the title.
There you go. Ziltoid, what do you got?
Reborn Knights Black. Now, this is contingent on them keeping a full roster for a season without having anyone dropping out or having internal issues. But I think if those players play together, they've got a lot of experience. They've been competitive for sure in the past, and I think that they could definitely make a really good run this season.
There you go. Wenis, who's your pick?
Whew. I think I'm going to have to go with Gilly Shark in this division because they have found a way to combine marine biology with rocket science. And if they can do that, I mean, winning season 6 isn't going to be as hard.
NASA, pay attention here. This is important.
How are we going to make space travel renewable? We use whales.
Exactly.
I mean, isn't that the point of Star Trek? The search for Spock? Oh, wait, no, that's the wrong one.
No.
Where's the one where they go find the whales? Is that 4?
Star Wars.
Yes. Okay, you got it. You figured it out.
Woe's face is just priceless here.
Definitely Star Trek 4.
The Journey Home, is that what it's called?
Anyways, moving on. My pick, I'm going with Minion Miners. Another team, they've been around for a while. I've had interactions with Himibo, Cawthon Luck, obviously former manager / coach of Heroes Hearth. And they've been playing for a long time. I think if I remember right, they've been playing together since Chair League. So I really like the team cohesion, the team history. And I think they can go far. And I think they're coming off of a pretty good season, a pretty good off season with another league. So I think that's my pick there. So moving on, we just had Div B East. So we're going to go to Div B West. Woahno, what do we got?
Well, my totally unbiased and universally accepted opinion here, don't even bother going to the other guys. Logical Decision is going to take B West for totally unrelated reasons other than I'm their captain. That's it. That's all I got.
That's a reason. Ziltoid, did you go Logical Decision? I heard that you're on their team.
I'm going to get flamed by my team, but at least not the rest of the league. I'm going to go with OBC. I played them last season. They've got some really solid players on that team. I even interviewed their captain from last season.
Yep.
And if they come with the same kind of passion that they played with last season, I think it's going to be really hard for anyone to take wins off them.
Can I just interject here? In light of recent events, Logical Decision is now recruiting a ranged flex player. Anyone interested in a slot on a B West winning team, just feel free to DM me.
There you go. Wenis, do you have a spot on Logical Decision, or are you going to be picking a different team?
Oh, well, I tried out and they said no. So, that's okay and that's fair. I understand. I wouldn't pick me either. But my choice here, it's kind of interesting to see Off-Brand Serial and Arrogant Nephilim both coming into B West from C West last season. I think both these teams are going to be, keep an eye on them. I think, it's always tough when you go up into another division, but I think both these teams deserve it, and I think they'll do very well. But maybe Off-Brand Serial because it's part of this complete breakfast.
There you go.
That's good reason as any, for sure.
Yeah. And here's my excellent reason. I'm going with Virtual Murky Slayers. The only reason is because their logo is just, it's a next generation meme. I mean, I'm really big fan of that. And second place. What's that?
Memes win games.
It's got Reddit deep fried memes all over it.
These guys are memeing like it's 2029.
Yep. Can't compete. Strong
Big
contender,
names.
they're memeing like it's 2020, is Soak Every Lane with SpongeBob lettering. Big fan. Just perfect. But Virtual Murky Slayers is going to take them out there. I could feel it through the power of their portrait alone. So moving on, Div C East. So we're getting into, I think, some pretty good divisions here. Let's go ahead and talk about it, Will.
Yeah, C East was an interesting division. I kind of struggled picking who I thought was going to win this division. I ended up giving it over to the boys at Regen Red. I know with the announcement of the departure of the HGC, Recyclic, the team captain, lost a lot of the players on the team and has had to basically rebuild from the ground up. I've been able to watch some of their scrims and see how they've come together as a team since the announcement, and I'm really liking what I'm seeing. And since they're such a new team playing together, I think it can only go up from here. I'm looking forward to seeing what they do this season.
There you go. Ziltoid, what do you got?
Winky Face. It's
Winky
their
Face.
year. They've been trying hard. They didn't get bumped or down any divisions, so I think having another run at this division, especially since they did actually decently well in, I think, Div 2, Heroes Lounge. I can't remember 100%. But yeah, I think that they, given what the pool is there, I think Winky Face can definitely make a run, if not win the whole thing.
Wenis, what do you got for us?
All right, it's going to be short and sweet. Team Rectum is going to kick ass. No buts about it.
It's perfect. That's a hard to follow up. I don't know what to say now.
Flawless reasoning, as always, Wenis.
Yeah, right. Well, I'm also going with Team Winky Face. I had the pleasure of casting a couple of their games, or at least one of their games, over in the Zul Gin Distillery Invitational Tournament. And I just think they've kept almost all their guys. B-Train is a streamer. I've been watching his stream. He plays really well, and I think that he's going to bring a lot of good things to this team. And I just think they'll go pretty far. So, alrighty, Div C West, and we're almost in the home stretch. But whoa, what do you got?
C West, I had to give it up to the guys at ICUP or ICUP. Not sure if I'm allowed to say the former on stream, but here we are. Having played against Wafflecopter and some of the guys on the team in Division D West last season, I'm pretty impressed with what they can do, and I think they should be able to take the C West division.
What was their team name last season?
Oh, God, don't...
I'm sorry, if you don't know, I don't know. That's why I'm asking.
It's on the tip of your division.
Lightly Salted. Was it Lightly Salted, Zil?
Oh.
I think so, yeah.
Yeah, I think they were on Lightly Salted.
Okay. Also a good team name, so very nice.
Mm-hmm.
Ziltoid, are you picking ICUP, or are you going to a different team?
Dat Task, though. Former Season 4 the West champions. This team came out of the blue after having a really rocky season in Season 4 and just straight up beat every single team all the way to the championships, taking out the West or the East side as well. They were completely dark horse the tournament. We were second seed. We went up against them as the 7th seed in the quarterfinals, and they spanked us 2-0. So yeah, like Dat Task though is one of those teams where like I feel like they meme a bit like in the season, but they're all like really good players, and then they turn it on, they'll just wreck you. So Dat Task though, I'm almost certain is going to take C West division.
Wenis, who do you got for us?
I think I'm going to pick Lurk Patrol here. You know, we have several members that are moderators and also board members on this team. So I think they can adjust the score to make it whatever they want. So I think they might have to do some shady back-end deals, but I think they'll end up in the playoffs one way or another. Foul play, perhaps? Maybe. Just
have to wait and see.
Foul play. Calling it now.
I should have seen that coming with the chicken and the weenus and the yeah, that was good. And then my final pick, I'm going with ICU Cup.
So close.
That goes with a different team in D West.
I'm just completely memeing there. Great team name, love it. I hope they win. I want to say it more times. So, all right. Final division, first geographical division, D East. Who do we got, Woah?
Well, since Give Me the D Shield was not an option for any of the D divisions, made things a little bit tougher for my choices. I'm going to be honest in that I don't know too many of the teams in the D divisions. A lot of them are brand new to NGS, and others I just haven't had too much interaction with, whether playing or watching. That being said, in D East, I'm going to be rooting for 2 Calculated to Throw, sister team of Calculated Throw. I kind of watch them from the sidelines, form their team, bring new players in. August Sun, moderator, has come in for, I believe he's their offlane player. And I just don't really have a good reason other than I know some of the guys. I'm looking forward to seeing what they can do.
Ziltoid, what do you got for us?
D East was easier for me than D West. Save the Murloc. They obviously won Division E last season, so I expect them to be able to be very competitive in this season as well, given the teams that are in their pool.
And Wenis, you casted Save the Murloc's final match. Is that going to be your pick here?
You know, I think they're a really great team, and who knows? I think they could reclaim the title that came from E and going into D. Is it much different? I don't know with the division collapse this season. But, as much as I want to pick them or maybe Probe Us, I don't know how you pronounce that, but either way, it's going to cause confusion during a casted match, which I will enjoy the heck out of. I'm going to go with a sleeper team here. I'm going to go with Backbone AI, because the more punctuation you have around your name, the more power you have.
Games.
Yeah,
that's good enough.
I think they're a sneaky good team, and we'll see what they put together for season 6. It's going to be exciting.
No, and I definitely see what you're talking about. Unlike Woah, this Div D East looks a whole lot like Division E. So I'm familiar with a lot of these teams. A couple of them seem new, but I'm going to have to go with my real pick, and then I'll get to my second pick. I'm going to go with Save the Murloc. Kind of the same reason as what Ziltoid said. I mean, they won last season. They're a great team. I did an interview with Quaylar. He indicated that they've been playing together for a while. They've been friends for a while. So again, that's similar to some of my other picks where it's, team cohesion is there. Not to say that some of these other teams don't have it, but I really, they're going to be the team to watch, team to beat. Any other team in this division, that's going to be who does it. Speaking of other teams in that division, I have faith in the Nexus Cats. I'm over here, it's my team. Yeah, I get it. But, we had a practice on Tuesday night. We were in the locker rooms. We just hit the showers. We're sitting down. We're talking with our captain, Arthanow, assistant captain, Mark Zombie, and he's just giving us prep talk. And I really think that we're going to be motivated to win. Can we do it? I hope so. So we'll see. I'm sure you guys probably just think I'm standing for my team, so that's fine. But
no, it's okay. We can see Arthanow behind you with the little sign saying "Plug Nexus Cats" or
else. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think it's a perfect pick. Is it okay if I change my answer right now?
Yes, you can change it right now.
All right.
Yeah. Anyways, moving on. Div D West. This is one with a couple of new teams, couple old teams, and a little bit in between. So go ahead, Woah. What are you thinking?
Yeah, like you said, some old faces, some new faces, some blue faces. I gave it to a team that I've played against before, a team that I know has been playing together for a little while, and that would be Pigeon Stitches. I've seen them play, I know what they're capable of, and I definitely think they have what it takes to take D West, barring any sort of upsets from teams, obviously, or who are new to NGS.
Go ahead, Ziltoid. What do you got for us?
The baddest dudes, because clearly they're the baddest dudes. How do you beat that?
Good enough for me.
To clarify, I don't actually know very much about the teams in D West, so I kind of have to go with some assumptions. That's Tudimas's team, and generally he's on decent teams, so I'm hoping that they, to see them play the season and see what they actually do have to bring. Pigeon Stitches is a good secondary, but the baddest dudes is my pick this one.
They could be the goodest dudes. Never know. Wenis.
Yes.
Last pick. Who is it?
I mean, you kind of know already, don't you? I mean, I guess maybe there's a name change in the works, but it's got to be Clappin' Sacks. So, the team formerly known as Clappin' Sacks, not just because they have an amazing name that may or may not change in the near future. They're also higher on the list of MMR for D West. I haven't seen them play, so I don't know. But I have a feeling that they are going to play the games like they own the place, and that would be fun to watch. So, well, we'll see. We'll see indeed, but that's going to be my pick, although I love the name Stranger Pings.
Oh, yeah. That was initially my pick based on name alone. But then I saw that Clapton Sachs had I Make Da Poopy on the team. It's pretty strong. But ultimately, I'm going with Pigeon Stitches for my final pick, Div D West. Again, they've been playing for a couple seasons. They played in the offseason together. And they were a fierce competitor in Division E, so I think they're going to be pretty good. Mini shout out, this is just blatant standing. Nexus Turds. It's named after me. I gotta give a little plug. I mean,
and they used your face, so
that's a rainbow turd, man. That's not my face.
You proceeded to throw away.
We the decision was that it was quote too scary for children. So we decided
safe for stream.
Was it believable when I pretended like I didn't know that the logo had changed?
No. Oh. No.
Just kidding. I love you.
All right, guys. That's all the time we have today. Hopefully you've enjoyed it. Hopefully you guys have enjoyed your stay here. I would like to thank all of our panelists, Woah, Ziltoid, and our very special and very moisty guest, Wenis.
Thanks for having me. I really appreciate it. Hanging with you guys is a lot of fun, and thank you so much for putting up with all of my BS. I appreciate it.
Not a problem. Anytime. You are more than welcome on Nexus Edge whenever you want.
Oh, thank you. I may have to take you up on that in the future at some point.
Very nice. And one final thank you to our sponsor, Calculated Smash League. That's the online Super Smash Bros. Ultimate League. Wenis and I are actually both taking part in it. We're in the playoffs right now. Join their Discord. The link is going to be, if you're watching it live, it's going to be in the chat. And if you're watching a video after the fact, it's going to be down in the description below. So go ahead and check them out. They've sponsored Nexus Edge. We really appreciate it. And any last words, guys?
Anti-disestablishmentarianism.
Now spell it.
X, Y.
Get the noise. Yeah.
Where's the goat?
Hey, Terd here. I want to let you in on a little bit of a secret. Are you gonna do it?
Start the no die.
I don't know. I didn't hear a one.
Jamie.
Are we waiting for go?
Terd, how long are you waiting?
I thought you were gonna ping me.
He counted you in.
Oh no, the scene's already ready. We're just gonna cut it out whenever the black